What's up guys, welcome back. It's been only 1 or 2 days since the last review, but I just got word on one of the games I am particularly fond of, and I just want to get the word out. You see, sometime back I got a review copy for Kill la Kill If the game. A frantic 3D fighter by Arc System Works and A+ Games, and although it's quite unlike any of the other games by Arc System Works like the Guilty Gear series or the BlazBlue series, it is definitely an awesome fighter for you to get your hands on. So today I will take you through the game and the update which I just received in my mailbox and anything in between. Be sure to hit the like button if you have enjoyed this review, it definitely helps out. And let's get going. Kill la Kill If is based on the popular anime series, rendered with full support from the original makers, including the original scenario writer Kazuki Nishima. Don't worry if you've missed out on the anime though, for the game has a flashy story mode of about 5 hours, which is literally just like watching the anime itself. The story mode is split up into 2 parts of equal chapters. The initial storyline allows you to go through the game as protagonist Satsuki. Upon completion, the second storyline gets unlocked, allowing you to go through the campaign of Ryuko. The thing to take away from all of this is the wondrously rendered cutscenes before and after each battle, allowing you to simply sit back and enjoy the show. The fights during the story mode keep getting mixed up by having one-on-one battles in your basic form. There are fights in which you have to battle a small army of villains, and then there are fights where your moves have been amplified by a buffed up version of yourself. It never gets boring, not for a single second. The drawback of the way the game is set up is that all of the other modes in the game get unlocked only by playing through the story mode, something I am not a fan of at all. But once everything is unlocked, you find yourself getting in and out of fights in the local versus mode, or you can fight your way across the internet in online matches, either ranked or just for fun. The roster feels a bit lackluster though, with only 8 different fighters and 2 alternative modes of the main protagonists. Although the roster does feel a bit thin, each character does feel truly unique in their fighting styles. For all that, I'd rather have a fighting game with a nicely balanced roster of unique fighters than an immense amount of characters more or less employing the same concepts. But all the same, 10 is a little less. More on this later though. Unlike other fighters from Arc System Works, Kill la Kill If employs a rather simple fighting mechanic, in which it often feels like a simple button mash contest. But don't be mistaken, there are definitely some key fighting mechanics in play. You can mix it up by using melee attacks and long-range attempts. There is the usual blocking and dodging, and then there are some special moves which are nicely animated before execution. There's also the occasional Bloody Valor, a rock, paper, scissors concept, in which you have an opportunity to turn the tides. If you're done with all of the fighting, I recommend you go into the digital figure mode, in which you can compose stage versions of the various characters in different costumes and poses, most of which are available after purchasing it with your valuable in-game currency, pushing you to keep on fighting. Like I mentioned in the introduction, there is a small update on the game just announced in the form of some in-game fine-tuning, very typical of Arc System Works, but more so a new fighter available through a free to download DLC pack. Have a look. Kill the Kill if the game is a wondrously rendered 3D cel-shaded fighter from the stable of Arc System Works with some beautifully rendered cutscenes and some crazy fighting mechanics. There's definitely an option for button mashing here. That is until you actually run into someone who knows the way around the battlefield. The 5-hour-long story mode is definitely the highlight of the game, together with that digital figurine part where you can compose those different fighters in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and I guess you can just make a screenshot or something and export it, share it with your friends. There's not much else to it, but it definitely is a nice little thing they put in there. The fighting mechanics are nice, fair, they're simple, they're not as in-depth as any of the Guilty Gear fighters or BlazBlue series. I am particularly fond of those, so if you're more into that, if you're more into the technical fighting aspects, I think you should pass on to this one. But if you love the 3D cel-shaded animations, which I can't stop talking about, they're amazingly well done and they look pretty damn close to the anime. And if you're into fighters in general and are liking the roster that they've put into this game, then I definitely recommend picking it up. Comes at about $40, which is definitely lower than most of the high-end fighters like BlazBlue and Dragon Ball FighterZ, of course. But, you know, there should be some different pricing as to these games anyways, and there's a free demo for you to try out, so I guess you get your hands on the game in any way you want. And as I've mentioned before, I've shown you just now, there are more fighters on the way through free DLC. Kudos to you, Arc System Works. Keep up the good work. And ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today. If you have enjoyed this review, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Feel free to enter any of the giveaways we're currently running, and I will see you next time.